The chamber was vast enough to swallow continents. 700 species sat in tiered rings around the central dais, their translators humming in 1,000 different frequencies. The Galactic Senate had not seen a full session like this in 40 years, not since the Keth Dominion crisis. Ambassador Dorian Voss of Earth stood alone at the podium. He was unremarkable by alien standards. No bioluminescence. No extra limbs. No psychic field radiating from his skull. Just a man in a gray uniform, mid-40s, coffee in hand, looking like he had just walked out of a budget review meeting. Earth formally requests membership in the Galactic Senate's Mutual Defense Coalition, Voss said. Senator Hravik of the Therian Collective, 8 feet tall, copper-scaled, 6-eyed, leaned toward his aide and whispered, "They've been spacefaring for what, 200 years?" 173, his aide corrected. Hravik almost laughed. Almost. Request noted, he announced. But the admission of a Tier 3 civilization requires a military capability review. Earth will submit its fleet manifest by next cycle. Dorian Voss nodded calmly. Already transmitted. Fleet Admiral Zara Quinn of Earth's Unified Defense Force sat across from Admiral Hravik in a private briefing room. She was short, lean, and had the kind of eyes that made you feel like she was already 3 moves ahead of you in a game she hadn't told you about yet. Hravik stared at the data slate in his hand. Then he looked at his tactical officer, Commander Rel. "Run it again," Hravik said. Rel ran it again. The numbers did not change. This manifest. Hravik set the slate down slowly. It lists 42 capital ships, each exceeding 11 kilometers in length. Point singularity drive cores. Mass displacement cannons. Layered void shielding rated for stellar proximity detonations. He folded his hands. "Admiral Quinn. We have surveilled your solar system for decades. We have not detected any construction signatures of this magnitude." Quinn sipped her water. "That's because we didn't build them in your solar system." Silence. "We build in deep drift," she continued. "Dark matter corridors. We found that working inside detectable space creates unnecessary attention." Rel's mandibles twitched. "You built 42 11-kilometer warships in unmonitored deep space without telling anyone." "We weren't asked to tell anyone," Quinn said pleasantly. The chamber erupted. Hravik stood at the front, visibly trying to maintain diplomatic composure, which was impressive given that 3 of his 6 eyes kept twitching involuntarily. "The manifest has been verified," he announced. Earth's fleet exceeds the combined naval tonnage of 12 current coalition members. Delegate Voss Torelli of the Menvari Expanse shot to his feet. "How? They are an infant civilization." In the gallery, Dorian Voss, still holding his coffee, leaned toward his assistant, a young woman named Lieutenant Priya Mercer. "Infant," she murmured, eyebrow raised. "It's a compliment in Menvari culture," he said. "Means, full of potential." "Does it really?" "No," he admitted. "But I'm choosing to believe it." They brought one ship in close enough to inspect. The USDF Relentless slid out of warp and into docking range, and every observation deck on the station filled instantly with Senate delegates, aides, journalists, and military officers from 40 civilizations pressing against the glass. It was 11.4 kilometers long. Its hull was dark, not painted dark, but dark in the way that light seemed reluctant to touch it. Its gun arrays were folded inward like resting fists. It moved with an eerie, deliberate quiet for something so massive. Rel stood at the window for a long time. "They built this in secret," he said finally. "Not because they were hiding it, but because it simply did not occur to them to announce it." Hravik stood beside him. "There are 42 of these." 42 confirmed, Rel corrected quietly. "Those are just the ones they chose to list." The coalition membership passed unanimously. Afterward, in the corridor, a young Therian attaché approached Dorian Voss. Ambassador, the attaché said carefully. Your people have been spacefaring for less than 2 centuries. How did you build a fleet that rivals empires thousands of years old? Voss considered the question the way a man considers whether to explain a very long joke. We had a head start, he said finally. A head start? On what? Voss smiled. Finished his coffee. On deciding we really didn't want to lose. He walked away, and the attaché stood in the corridor for a long time, staring after him, wondering whether that was wisdom or a warning. It was, of course, both.